Yesterday, millions of people took to the streets across the globe for Earth Day 2026. From Paris to Nairobi to Washington, D.C., people gathered to demonstrate a shared commitment to protecting the planet. This massive, coordinated effort is the result of decades of civic organizing, starting back in 1970 when the first Earth Day brought millions of people together to call for clean air and water. By 1990, the movement had expanded well beyond its original borders. That year, the mobilization reached 200 million people in over 140 countries, establishing environmental care as a global priority. While the marches, laws, and treaties are modern tools, they are being used to fulfill a responsibility that humans have recognized for thousands of years. We are using 21st century civic power to re-engage with an ancient human duty. Long before the first Earth Day, the world's major religions established strict codes for treating the earth with respect. In Islam, humans are stewards charged with maintaining the balance of creation. In Judaism, there is a command against the waste of resources. Hinduism views the natural world as a physical manifestation of divinity, while Buddhism teaches the deep interconnectedness of all living things. Sikhism describes the air as a spiritual teacher and the earth as a great mother, while Taoism focuses on living in harmony with the natural rhythms of the world. Across different languages and cultures, the consensus is clear: the earth is a sacred trust. However, we are currently operating in direct opposition to these ancient values. Modern warfare carries a massive, often hidden environmental cost. Military activities account for over 5% of global greenhouse gas emissions, a footprint larger than that of the entire international aviation sector. The damage extends far beyond carbon emissions. Modern munitions leave behind long-lasting toxins that leach into the soil and groundwater, poisoning local biodiversity and leaving agricultural lands infertile for decades after a conflict ends. This destruction represents a catastrophic use of human choice. To find a path forward, we have to look back at the traditions that define our role not as consumers, but as collaborators with the world around us. Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest faiths, provides a specific framework for this relationship. It describes humans as Hamkaars, essential collaborators who work alongside the divine to improve the world. In this tradition, spirituality is tied to the material world. It is a person's religious duty to maintain the physical environment and work toward restoring it to its original, perfect condition. This work centers on 7 spiritual attributes, the Spentas, ideal qualities humans must embody. Each ideal corresponds to a physical element: water, plants, earth, metal, and fire. This ensures caring for the environment is never separate from caring for the soul. Within this framework, protecting a river or a forest is a direct defense of a divine attribute. Every physical element contains a spark of the sacred that humans have a responsibility to guard. We can see this commitment in the physical structures left behind by ancient Persian engineers. They designed their infrastructure to work with the environment rather than against it. They developed underground aqueducts called qanats to move water through arid landscapes. Because these channels were built into the earth, they prevented evaporation and ensured that water remained clean and available for communities without polluting the surrounding soil. Today, Parsi communities continue this tradition of actionable stewardship. They apply ancient principles to modern challenges through extensive charitable works and environmental initiatives. In pre-independence India, Parsi leaders established a superstructure of schools, hospitals, and social charities. They treated the creation of a healthy, viable society as a natural extension of their religious duty to improve the world. This tradition has outlasted the empires that first practiced it because it is based on daily, tangible effort. It shows that environmental care is a living practice that thrives when it is embedded in the daily life of a community. Modern Christianity employs a different rhythm through the season of creation. Observed each fall, it is a dedicated period where churches reflect on their responsibility to act as caretakers of our shared home. This modern observance draws on much older rituals, like rogation days, when communities would gather in the spring to pray for the protection of their crops and local land. These traditions included a ritual called beating the bounds, where parishioners would physically walk the boundaries of their land. It was a moment to reconnect with the specific landscape they were charged to protect, asking for relief from floods and famine. While Zoroastrianism focuses on continuous daily habits of purity, these Christian traditions use seasonal markers to focus the community's attention. Both systems rely on intentional human action to maintain the health of the natural world. Across all these faiths, whether through the Zoroastrian choice to enter the material struggle or the Christian intent of a seasonal ritual, there is a shared understanding of human agency. In these traditions, humans are granted free will specifically so we can choose to side with the forces of growth and restoration. This makes every choice a deliberate weight on a cosmic scale. Deciding to conserve water, reduce waste, or protect a local ecosystem is viewed as a conscious act that pushes back against environmental decay. You can apply this ancient mindset to your daily life by focusing on the specific landscape you live in. Choosing to plant local trees, participating in community cleanups, or being mindful of daily consumption are all ways to exercise this agency. When performed with intention, these simple civic actions take on a deeper significance. They become the way we fulfill our role as collaborators, ensuring that our local environments remain healthy for the future. Whether we follow ancient spiritual pillars or modern seasonal stewardship, the mechanism for change is the same: the individual choice to act. By choosing to work alongside nature, we provide the power needed to restore our planet.